If your magazine website doesn't have these things, you are losing readers and advertisers before they ever get to your content. A lot of people spend months designing a beautiful magazine only to launch it on a website that makes it hard for readers to explore their content, subscribe, or even know what the magazine is about. And that's a problem we're going to fix today. I've been building magazine websites for over 15 years and recently redesigned both of mine, and there are some common threads that run through all of them. The same pages that need to be included no matter your niche. So in this video, I'm breaking down exactly what your magazine website needs to look legit, attract readers, and get brands to take you seriously from day one. Now, before we get started, if you're new here, I'm Kate. I'm a two-time editor-in-chief and the founder of the Editor Academy, where I teach people how to start, grow, and monetize their own magazines. I've been building magazine websites for over 15 years, and believe it or not, I do it myself. Over the years, I've built my magazine websites on many different platforms, but they're currently running on Showit. If you missed my last video, go back and watch it to find out why I made the switch. Okay, so let's get into it. First up, and this is the obvious one, you need a homepage that immediately tells someone what your magazine is. It needs to say within 3 seconds, this is a real magazine, not a blog, not a personal website, a magazine. That means you need to have a clean layout, strong imagery, clear categories, and your latest issue on display. If someone lands on your website and can't immediately tell what your magazine is about or who it's for, you've already lost them. Right away, people should know what your magazine is about, who it's for, and why they should stay. Let me show you what I mean. So this is Tool Magazine's homepage. Within seconds, you know this is a wedding magazine. There's clear categories in the navigation, a hero image that links to our latest issue, and our recent articles are organized right underneath. It's clean, it's simple, and it's immediately clear. Next, you need to have strong, simple navigation. You do not want readers hunting for what they're looking for. Keep your top navigation simple. Pick 4 to 6 categories and a subscribe link. That's it. So as you can see with Tool's website, we have a link to the homepage, our top post categories, so planning, fashion, weddings, and guides, then a link to the magazine, and a subscribe link. If you want to go deeper, a mega menu is a great option. It lets you break content into subcategories without cluttering up your main navigation. If I use an example like Cosmo, you'll see that they have very simple navigation up top, but when you hover over the categories, it breaks out some posts and categorizes them even further into groups like cover stories and personal essays. In your footer navigation, that's where you add the supporting pages. So your media kit, contact, advertise, privacy policy, terms and conditions, plus repeat your top category links so readers can always find their way around. Next is category pages. Categories keep people on your website longer. When someone finds an article that they love, categories give them somewhere to go next. More time on your site means more loyal readers and better search rankings. So let's take a look at the categories on Mini Magazine's website. So if I click into the baby and kids category on Mini Magazine's website, you'll see every post in that category is organized and easy to browse. I know people love to say that SEO is dead in 2026, but it's not. We still get a significant amount of traffic from Google search results. Google loves organized websites, and your category pages help it understand exactly what your site covers. So make sure you name them clearly, assign every post correctly, and you'll see the benefit over time. Next up is mobile experience. Now this one is easy to overlook because we're usually designing on desktop, but most of your readers are reading on their phones, and Google knows that. Google uses a mobile first index, which means that when it evaluates your site for search rankings, it's primarily looking at the mobile version. So your mobile experience is not just about your readers, it directly affects your SEO. And you'll want to pay close attention to font size. If your text is too small, readers have to pinch and zoom just to read your articles, and Google actually measures that. A good rule of thumb is to keep body text at least 16 pixels. Before you launch, pull up your site on your phone and browse it like a reader would. Read an article, click through a category, try to subscribe, and if anything feels difficult, your readers probably feel the same way. Remember that your website needs to be easy to use on the device where most people are actually reading it. Next is your article pages. Since article pages are where your readers spend most of their time, they need to be clean, easy to read, and they need to look good too. And don't be afraid of white space. Cluttered article pages can make your readers bounce, so you want to give your content room to breathe. If we take a look at Vogue's website, you'll see their article layouts are very simple. They have a lot of white space, which makes it feel less overwhelming and easier to read. Same with Architectural Digest. They let the images do the talking in their articles. Everything else is very simple and clean. Next, you'll need a current issue page, and this one is non-negotiable. Readers want to find your magazine right away. They do not want to dig through your site looking for it. Your current issue page needs to be easy to find and make people want to click. This is also the first thing you send to brands and advertisers when they want to know what you're working on right now, so you need to make it count. On Tool's site, the magazine page lives in the top navigation and in the mega menu, so there are multiple ways to get to the current issue. On a similar note, you need to have a magazine archive page where all of your past issues can live. Think of your archive as your proof of concept. It tells readers and advertisers that you've been doing this consistently and you're not a one-issue wonder. Even 2 or 3 issues on an archive page shows people that you're in this for the long haul. Moving on. Your magazine website needs to have an about page. And I don't mean a generic welcome to my blog about page. The about page should tell who you are, what the magazine stands for, who it's for, and why you started it. This is what builds connection and trust with both readers and future brand partners. If I come over here to Domino magazine, for example, you'll see that they have their about page linked in their footer, and it includes who they are, their story, and how you can contact them. If we look at Glamour, they go a little deeper, and their about page includes who they are, what they publish, who their editorial team is, their mission, and their affiliate disclosure. Both of those work. The point is that someone landing on your about page should leave feeling like they know exactly who is behind this magazine and why it exists. Next, you need to have a subscribe page. Now, I will shout this from the rooftops. Your email list is your most valuable asset, more valuable than your social following because you own it. No algorithm can take that away from you. So your website needs a clear way for people to subscribe and join that email list, and it should not be buried in your footer. Put it in your navigation, in your mega menu, in a capture form on your homepage. You just want to make this impossible to miss. The more subscribers you have, the more valuable your magazine becomes, so do not leave this out. This next page you do not want to skip because it's the one that gets you paid. That is your media kit page. A media kit page shows brands exactly who your audience is, what your reach looks like, and how they can work with you. If you want advertisers and partnerships, they need to be able to find this information easily, and a well-designed media kit page shows that you're a professional magazine with something to offer. Now, I know that building all of this from scratch can feel like a huge obstacle, and it's exactly what stops so many people from launching their magazine in the first place. In my own community, I kept hearing the same thing over and over again. Website design is not my thing. I don't know how to make my magazine website look professional. So I built something to fix that. Let me show you. It's called Bold, and it's a premium Showit website template designed specifically for magazines. It has 14 pages, including everything I just walked you through: homepage, current issue, archive, categories, about page, subscribe, and even a media kit page ready to customize and help you launch much faster. And the best part is that you don't need a developer and you don't need to touch a single line of code. It's all drag and drop customizable. You can literally go from zero to a website that looks like a real magazine in a weekend. I'll link it below if you want to check it out. Your website is the first thing readers see, the first thing brands look at, and the thing that tells the world whether you're serious about this or not. If you want to learn more about starting a magazine, I'll leave a link below to the Editor Academy that walks you through every single step from idea to launch. Now be sure to subscribe so you don't miss my next video because we have a lot more ground to cover on starting and growing a magazine. I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.